Hey people, welcome to the morning broadcast. This is the new format of the morning broadcast. It's something I have had the capacity to do for a long time, but haven't done. It's on StreamYard. That means we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. I am actually going to be more active on the YouTube account going forward, whilst I figure out what the hell is wrong with the Facebook. More importantly, what can be done about it. Good morning. Here, we can do a lot of crazy things. This takes me back to some of the old days. You hear me? Yes. There are wonderful things here to be done. You can actually see the full production of everything else.
It would be funny if Miss McShane brought dog food for us to eat.
I will not be surprised. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this feed. Can I just say, some of you were aware and asked me about it yesterday. So I have said this many times here. John was it's not a good We've actually gone to see him in his office before.
Oh, is that John?
That's John. He passed yesterday.
What?
Apparently he was poisoned.
What?
Yeah.
What? Hello? That's not really normal.
Mm-mm.
Why did you say it so nonchalant?
Me?
Yeah, you said probably he was poisoned.
Well, because everybody is still in shock. Nobody really understands. Nobody can really explain it properly. The only thing that is... No, it doesn't sound like it. He was not ill. Anyway.
That should be a police investigation.
Well,
Will police investigate?
I doubt it. It's political. It is political. So, anyway, people were asking me, Amma, we saw the references. Abba asked me on a video yesterday. Some of you did recognize it, and so people asked me about it. I want to just acknowledge, yeah. There was a video I saw this morning which has left a really awful taste. This poor mother. His poor family, every single one of them. To have food yanked from your mouth like that is a whole different issue to be discussed another day. But I'm trying to focus on the conversation I said we would have. Yesterday, I spent the day talking about Moses Bliss and his wife, and some of you were shocked, and even some of you were disappointed about the strategy of marriage. And I'm like, are you all right? Is your brain on vacation? In this life, everything you do should be strategic. Even your friendships should be strategic. No, it's a bit stupid to find the local pile of losers to be the only friends you have. Yeah, you should certainly be looking at making friends up the social ladder. You should have friends who need you, and you should have friends that you need. It's a mixed portfolio. That's the game. And no, people who are smart don't live life to chance. They don't. And the person you marry has got to be a strategic choice. There's nothing wrong with it. I chose strategically. I don't know about you. When I was marrying, I didn't just choose anybody. I chose very strategically. When I was getting married, I looked at the guy and I checked his family background to make sure that I was not inheriting genetic diseases for my kids. Yeah, smart people have been doing that for a long time. Good morning, Tony. Yeah, Doreen, smart people have been checking that for a long time. People go back generations to see. No, you do not want to create genetic problems for your children and confine them to some horrific things. No, I actually also chose a guy who could father my children. It was one of the biggest considerations. It wasn't just because the guy was cool. It wasn't just because the guy was fun. It wasn't just because... Eh?
That was a factor.
Well, yeah. The fact that he was my friend and I could relate with and I could talk to. The fact that he was somebody who respected my opinion was also high on my list, because I'm a very competent person. I did not want to be frustrated by somebody who came from the cave. I didn't want any caveman who does not want to listen to anything. Look, it is strategic. Life is strategic. You hear me? Even the job that you choose to do should be strategic. It should not be something that happens to you haphazardly. No, you don't just become a nurse because everybody's becoming a nurse. No, you should become a nurse for a reason. Yes, part of the reasons should be that you care about people and you want to care for them. That's all important. But also, you should think about nursing and what nursing will do to your life. One of the reasons why I chose teaching was because I intended to be a family woman and I wanted to be present with my children. I didn't want my children to spend most of their day with random strangers. So I went to look for a profession where at least every 6 to 8 weeks I would have a week off to spend with the kids. In the summer holidays, when the kids have got the longest episode, I wanted to be available also, so I could spend the time and I could nurture my children and teach my children my ways. It shouldn't have been that only strangers get to have extended periods with my kids, so they could affect my kids and I didn't get a chance. All these things went into the decision making. And no, there's nothing wrong about it. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, that's the way it is supposed to be in my book. To be a nurse is a call. To be a teacher is a call. If you've seen teachers, I've seen many teachers who are in the classroom for the pay. It is a horrific job. Did you hear my daughter? Yeah, there are many people who are in the classroom for the pay, but those people are also miserable. It is horrific wanting to be in the classroom just for the pay. It is too difficult a job when you don't do it with passion. These are all considerations. And yes, when you are thinking of who to marry, you should actually also think about the tactics. You should think about how you want life to go, not just for you, but also for the kids, the generation you are about to build. You don't choose the local loser. Yes, kid.
Have you ever failed a test before?
Not in any major one.
No, just like any test.
Yes. End of topic. This, yes.
Was it an easy topic and you didn't study it?
Sometimes. Sometimes it's also just because of stupid mistakes. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think I have failed one before, but I have abysmal performances.
Did I tell you what Leo said?
What did you say?
Oh, no, I didn't tell you. He said with chemistry at least, I know the content, but he said for me to ask you for help with stress.
Stress. Okay.
That's the thing that keeps stopping me from actually getting it. Because a lot of the questions, I almost got it right, but I put something in the wrong place, or I didn't write something, even though I highlighted it.
We'll go over the tactics again, and then we'll do it for physics. We can do that today when we finish with the medical appointment. We can sit in La Brioche and work. Yeah? Cool. Victoria. Yeah. The tactics and strategy of life. Like I said, you should not be looking at the local losers committee and choose their president as the head of your family, because if you do that, you are also now in the local losers committee. If you are happy to be a member of the local losers, then go right ahead and do so. If being a local loser is not the strategy, well, you know that you need to reconsider some of your decisions. It is really important to be tactical in your choices. It is very important that your choices are well considered. The kind of friends you maintain should be a mixed portfolio. There should be some who are there for social reasons. There should be some in your portfolio. Yeah, Mrs. Local Loser. Some people should be in your portfolio of friends for the sentiments. Some should be in your local portfolio of friends so that you can help them. It will help you to develop your managerial skills. It will help you to build on your empathy. Everybody needs a few poor friends so that you can do charity at home. But also, if all your friends need you to do charity, you yourself will also run out of capital very quickly. You cannot only have a collection of people who do gimme in your portfolio of friends. You've got to have people who do gimme, and there should be people who also feed into you. That is a balanced portfolio, and that's something to aim for. So, Amma, are you suggesting that Moses Bliss was thinking tactically when he chose? I have no doubt. That boy has got his neck screwed onto his head the right way. He's got the angles right. He would have thought carefully about who he was going to choose. This decision of a life partner is actually quite significant, and smart people don't make it without due consideration. Smart people make this choice knowing fully. Yeah, the local losers club. The local losers club and their representatives are always available for a good show, for a good laugh, for tomfoolery. Woohoo! Sadly, they are not there when school fees must be paid. They'll be there to cry with you, and to mourn with you, and to fret with you. But they are not there to make progressive decisions with you. Well, if you join that club, you will forever be mourning, crying, wailing, screaming. If you are invested for that, go right ahead. How to meet people. You are like the third person who has mentioned it. We will talk about, I will run one on how to climb the social ladder, how to prepare yourself to operate above your range. Because sometimes your lane is not good enough, and you've got to build capacity to transcend your lane and to go up. So, yeah. Victoria, you are also incredibly kind. God bless you. You are fantastic. You see, I always say to women in particular that the kind of choices we make has got to be extra large, pro max strategic. You are going to choose somebody who socially is going to be your head. You are going to choose somebody who is going to be your leader. You are going to choose somebody who gets to make executive decisions over you. It is very funny the way social systems are set up. I hear you, I feel you, I dig you, but the reality is, in many things, you will find your husband will be made to make calls on your behalf.
But you can also be a powerful woman too.
You can be a very powerful woman. You know, I am definitely of that school of thought. It's 55. How is the thing up today already?
Don't ask me.
He needs a slap.
Bye, man.
Have a good day,
Yes, you.
dog. Bye,
I'm gonna
dog.
make ears with my hair.
She's going to school today as a Dalmatian. Grand rising, Sister Aya. How you doing? TikTok is one I need to look at. I haven't added my TikTok to this, but I'm going to have a look and see how we can connect all these things to the TikTok. So on the official account, we would be able to share some of these things. But for now, it's on YouTube and it's on Facebook for those of you who want to access this conversation and have a choice where you listen to it. Yeah, as a woman, the person you are choosing is going to be your executive head. It's becoming less and less so, but it's still there. There are many times when people would expect your husband to make decisions for you, and even if you are unwell and indisposed, this person is your next of kin. This person is going to make decisions around your health, wellness, and care. You better make sure that the person you are choosing is somebody who is suitable for the role. somebody who can fulfill that role and do so with fidelity. Yes. Yes. Tony, you are one of the many reasons why I am making the effort to make sure this goes live on the YouTube at the same time. Greetings, Virtuous. It's nice to see you this morning live. Yeah. When you are making a choice of a leader, make sure that that person is somebody who can lead you. If this guy gets it wrong, you will mop after him. You will mop up after him. So make sure that you are choosing somebody who is less likely to get it wrong. If your husband doesn't know how to pay school fees, now you go fret around, fight, and pay school fees. But if you choose a guy who knows how to pay school fees, well, you can relax. If your husband doesn't know how to pay rent, guess what? You will have to step up and find ways and means to pay rent. But if he already knows how to pay rent, that's a stress you don't have to deal with. If you are married to an idiot, and yes, some people are, if you have an idiot at the realm of affairs in your home, you are in trouble. Because an idiot at the realm of affairs makes life very difficult because they make stupid decisions, they make it challenging, things that you should be able to do easily. If you have somebody who is financially unfaithful, if the person is sitting there and will squander, they will not. What is even more annoying is those who don't bring the money, but will also not let you use the money for what you are supposed to use it for. There was a lady and her husband that I worked with recently. The lady was exasperated. Why? The guy brings nothing. And every time she is trying to mop up after him, he squanders the money. He is here crying for this, complaining. So it was the guy booked a session with money they don't have for the lady to come and speak to me about a situation that doesn't make any sense. The little money she's trying to manage, he takes them to book a session, to come to me to complain about the lady trying her best to manage their family situations, to make things be. If you have such a person at the realm of your affairs, you are in trouble. He will squander every little bit you have. This guy is off. He doesn't want people, well, he says the fact that you are poor doesn't mean everybody has to know. So he's busy making decisions where he's using her money in ways so that nobody knows that they are poor. He's living a large, but he's contributing nothing to it. If you find yourself in a situation like that, you are definitely in for a lot of tears. You need a box of tissues. You need a box of tissues. In the end, I said to both of them, in both of their presence, make sure that you remove him from access to the money. And I asked them, and you do understand why I have given this advice? He says yes. Make sure you remove him from the checking account where your salary goes. He has a bank card. Give him a bank card where there is a restricted amount of money. You can put a certain amount of money there a month for bare essentials. And if he mishandles it, well, that's the end of that particular one also. He's got to show you that he is somebody who has the capacity to at least make an effort to manage before you allow him any access. Otherwise, he will starve, you will starve, everybody would be in a very precarious position because you don't know how to handle affairs once you've made a bad decision. Yeah, Victoria, when you've made a bad decision in marriage, you have a long time within which to regret it. It only lasted for 2 years, yeah. But sometimes the impact of those 2 years can set you back significantly. Physically, emotionally, even socially sometimes. It is better that decision is actually got right first time. It really is. You don't want to have an idiot at the realm of affairs, because an idiot at the realm of affairs is going to make your life difficult. There are men and women who are busy fighting their own spouses, fighting progress. Billy, you are supporting Trump 2024. Good for you. I hope they pay you. Me, I am supporting Amma Manson 2024. You hear me? Yeah. I want to make sure I have my triumph over financial restrictions this year. That's what I'm about. So if that's what you are about, I wish you the best of luck. I hope it checks out for you. As for me, you know what I'll be focusing on. Oh, let him do, that's his thing. Fine. Let him. If you have time to go and engage. You know, you have to learn to live and let live. Yeah. Anyway, me, when I was making the decision to get married, I went to my mother and I asked my mother, what should I do? And my mother gave me one of the best advice, really. Choose one that you can submit to. Choose one that you can respect. Choose one who will also recognize your capacity and will allow you to use your skills and talents to benefit the union. My daughter, you come with a lot of capabilities. The last thing you want to do is choose a guy who doesn't know how to do leadership, right? Proper man management. You need to find a leader who is an effective man manager, one who knows the best foot forward and is not afraid to use it. And I went and I sat down and I thought carefully, and I'm like, okay, you will bear me up that in my marriage, I have the capacity to speak. I have the capacity to act. I have the capacity to affect our chances, our circumstances, and my efforts are not thwarted. I feel like I have a voice. My voice is heard. My impact is felt. And I am able to make meaningful contributions to the union. That's what I needed. I needed that kind of environment to be able to thrive in. And I'm also busy teaching my daughter, hoping and praying that she also listens and she gets it right. Because this decision is actually very, very significant. Somebody who is on the same level as you, of course, it's very important. It is very, very important. I always say that the problem is never race or color or creed. No, it is actually of social standing, pairing. If you are at par, you understand each other. I had to find a guy who, it had to be somebody who was on the same sort of level with me, one who operates in enough of my social circle to realize my capacity. It had to be somebody who is aware because he mingles with people who have sat in the same classroom with me, who understand what I put to the table and the benefit. It had to be. It couldn't be any Tom, Dick, and Harry who did not understand that thing, because then it would have been very difficult for that person to recognize the contribution that I can make. Intellectual capacity is certainly important. So my husband and I come from a network of friends. We have the same kind of friends. I know people who sat in the same classroom with him. He knows people who sat in the same classroom with me. He knows the legend that is me from my peers. And so when it comes to making decisions, the respect that I need comes from the social standings. My husband cannot look down on me. We are very, very, very at par socially. He cannot look down on me. And because he cannot look down on me, he does not look down on me. And because he does not look down on me, he is able to also defer to certain positions and to certain affordances for me to be able to act. Which is very important. When I meet his family, I don't meet his family as the poor girl that he found from the gutter and built. I meet his family and friends not as the woman he picked up and fixed. I meet people from his circle as a bona fide, legitimate, competent me. Very capable me. One that should be respected accordingly. People don't tell me, we saw you when you came. No. You didn't see me when I came from anywhere. You will be hungry when he doesn't feel. No, 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 no. If I'm driving a car, we don't get that nonsense that a lot of people experience. People assume by default that it was bought by their son's money or bought by their brother's money and bought by their friend's money, and you are just some empty-headed bimbo that he found. When we are having conversations, intellectual conversations and otherwise, it is actually widely recognized that I make a very meaningful contribution to this union. Thank you very much. And everybody's had to understand it. Everybody's had to understand it. And it makes life so much easier. When people don't look down on you, it has an impact. When people respect that you make a meaningful contribution. If people would like to engage with my husband and I in a particular way and I have an opinion, I'm not one who needs to go hide anywhere. We will have that conversation. No insecurity. Absolutely no insecurity. Well, the culture can be problematic, but the social standing is even more problematic. I know a lot of Caucasians who have married up socially with some Black people, and their families know it. I always tell you about this Nigerian friend of mine. That girl comes from pedigree. Her husband and her husband's people, although all Caucasians, know. Her mother is a professor. Her father is a professor. She has a big brother who is a professor. They have been in business for a long time. They are from old Nigerian money, established Nigerian money. And yes, these Caucasians know that they do not match any of these people. So yes, there are race issues, but very quickly, when they have met pedigree, the racial nonsense was settled. The racial nonsense was settled very efficiently, because after they were introduced, everybody found their level. And no, you were not superior to anybody just because you were Caucasian. It's been settled, it's been understood. His parents know it. Their family circles know it. When people meet these people, they act, they don't treat them like paupers who came from Africa that needs to be fed. And I think those are also very important. So I have come to see quite a number of examples, and I've come to know that the problem is not with the race. The problem is when a person feels socially superior to you. When somebody thinks that you are marrying them because of a green card. Oh, no, no, no. Then you are in trouble. You are in trouble. Yeah. Somebody needs to be told about, and they need to recognize value. They've got to see you at par. They've got to see you at par. They cannot see themselves as having to do you a favor. They cannot see themselves as the reason why you survive, because if a person sees themselves as the reason why you survive, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. And yeah, I've come to know it's not racial. I think a lot of us get it wrong socially. And because we get it wrong socially, then we mask it with the racial profile. I have met many people who come from many different backgrounds, especially here. I was talking to a friend of mine in Toastmasters. In Toastmasters round here, I don't think a lot of people would have expected a Black girl to turn up and rock it. Most clubs are looking for Caucasians, if they can find it, or Indians. But here we turned up to the scene. Here we came to rock the boat a little bit. And now, to be honest, when people meet you, they forget. When excellence is brought to the table, people forget about your skin color. They forget about your creed. They forget about these differences, because something more distinct becomes apparent. It's really important. So I firmly believe that a lot of us will don't go for somebody away from your culture. No, you can't go for somebody away from your culture. What you shouldn't do is somebody who is way above you socially. Somebody who's way superior to you socially. That's what you shouldn't do. That will make you cry. That will make you cry. I have a friend who's built herself over the years, and still her mother-in-law is so damn rude to her. A mother-in-law sees her son as the buyer of air, and she couldn't have been anything without him. The mother-in-law is quite vocal in telling her these things on a regular basis. Yeah. It's not about color, it's about value. It's not about race, it is about you and the value you put to the table. It is the weight behind you. It is the weight behind you. I really cannot. My daughter has a circle of friends who are very mixed. There are about 6 or 7 girls from very wide, diverse backgrounds. They do not look down on my daughter because she's the only black girl. No. Mm-mm. They don't look down on my daughter at all because they attend the same school. They all know their school fees. They do know. My daughter always says that both of her parents are teachers, and her friends laugh. You know your parents are not just teachers because teachers can't afford fees, which is true. And so there is a level of respect because they all know that they are socially very similar to each other. Nobody's actually superior to anybody socially. Everybody meets the threshold, and that helps with interactions. It's not about whether you are black or white. It's really about your social standing. I've seen Nigerians marry Ghanaians successfully from similar backgrounds. We have seen Mugabe marry Sally. We have seen it's not really about the culture. In fact, people who are socially matched can make the culture thing work. They can make it cute. High value people from different cultures are high value people, full stop. If somebody recognizes you as high value, they will treat you as high value. It doesn't matter about the skin color or the rest. So Victoria, to be honest, as you can see, I chose an African guy. I chose actually a Ghanaian guy. I chose an Akan guy who is similar to me on many, many, many levels. I was looking to match as closely as I could. I did not want to deviate too much because I understood the benefits of a very close match. So feel free. You don't have to go because somebody says. If you know that certain things will get in the way for you, yeah, don't allow those things to be set out. Yeah. I have never met my husband's people and felt anybody look down on me. My husband has never met any of my people and felt they look down. There is mutual respect, and it makes a big difference in the interactions. It does. It does. There's no running away from it. And if I had chosen a blue guy and matched him equally, we would still have been at the same place. Yeah. Good morning. Me, as me, turning up as me, needs to be recognized by everybody I engage and interact with. Full stop. What I'm saying to you today is for you to have a look at matching. Make sure that you match. Make sure you don't deviate too much. Make sure you teach this to your children so they know. Okay? Make sure they know these things. And they don't create the faux pas and end up with the situations. I'm going to go inside because I've arrived. We will continue this conversation when I finish work. Assalamu alaikum.